I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink anything without feeling pain and pain, true pain.
Back in the days, most of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they are like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story anymore. I ain't touching nobody. And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationship.
Strong women are confusing control with power, rejection with attack, and silence with worthlessness. In this video, you'll see uncomfortable truths that actually set you free and understand why emotional maturity scares people more than being alone.
Men are supposed to correct the energy of a woman, not match the energy of a woman. All right? Y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Because if I'm walking around acting petty, ignoring you, like I want to beef with you, you supposed to grab me up and say, hey, listen, we ain't doing none of that. Fix yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's how a real man handles stuff. Now, you sitting there matching my energy, you want to walk around and not speak to me too, and you want to move weird, you want to move funny. That's feminine. That's feminine. That's what girls do. We are known to be petty and emotional. That's doing things by your emotions, right? That's what we're known for doing. And we're not even supposed to be doing that. So why are you matching my energy? Because I'm not even doing the right thing. I shouldn't be over here ignoring you. So the fact that you ignore me too, you're weird. Check me. Correct me. Don't match me. What are you doing?
There's a dangerous idea here disguised as masculine energy. Expecting a man to correct you, grab you, and put you back in line when you're acting immature isn't empowerment. It's outsourcing emotional responsibility. A strong woman doesn't need a man to regulate her behavior. If you know you're being passive-aggressive, growth starts when you correct yourself. Demanding emotional leadership while allowing yourself to act wrong creates unbalanced relationships. A healthy partnership isn't someone fixing you. It's two self-aware adults choosing maturity. Masculinity isn't control. Femininity isn't chaos. Both require self-control.
Okay, I feel like I hear this all the time, that men don't make plans, men don't actually ask women out on dates. And there is actually a reason for this. Not saying it's a good reason, but there's a reason. With the rise of dating apps over the past, let's say, 10 to 15 years, and then particularly the major boom that happened during COVID, when basically the only way you could meet anyone was with dating apps, men and women and everybody are dealing with what we might call the illusion of choice, where they think they have unlimited options just because when you open your phone, you can swipe on unlimited options. Does that mean you actually have unlimited options? No, but can it feel that way? Yes. So what tends to happen is that some men who are maybe not looking for a serious relationship, or even men who are looking for a serious relationship, are also looking for the lowest barrier to dating, meaning they want to do the least amount of work for the maximum result. So if they're looking for something casual, they want to do the least amount of work for a casual relationship. Even if they're looking for something serious, they want to do the least amount of work to get to the point of a serious relationship. And because there's this illusion of choice where it feels like there are so many options, limitless options, why wouldn't you just keep shooting your shot with your low-level ask? Hey, come over, let's hang. Not, hey, let me take you to dinner, or hey, let me plan a date. You keep shooting your shot with this low-level ask or this low-level request, and you just see who bites. So instead of, hey, I met this one woman, I really like her, let me put in a lot of effort to asking her out on a date, it's, I met this woman on this app and she seems fine, but there's also 1 million other women. So if I just ask her to come over and chill, a low investment date, and she says no, I'll just move on to one of the other million women on the app. Same goes for if you've been on a few dates with someone, that's enough for them to get to that point of let me see what I can get away with, because if I have to put in too much effort, I'll just move on to one of the other options that are available to me online. Even though, again, it just seems like limitless options, it's not actually limitless options. There is actually a good reason that men don't make plans, or that a lot of times men won't ask you out on a date, is because they're trying to see what they can get away with. So the way around this, in my opinion, is making it very clear what you expect in your dating app profiles, in your communication from the very beginning. So like for a while, I had a Hinge prompt response. It said the best way to ask me out is by asking 2 days in advance, planning something fun, like something to indicate that you saying, hey, let's chill, does not count as a date. Same goes for when I do go on a first date with someone. I make it very clear, yeah, I'm not coming to your house to hang in month 1, literally at all. Like, I would like to go out in the world on dates. I will plan some of those dates. I'm happy for us to mutually come up with stuff. But let's chill is not appropriate for date 2, 3, 4. So number 1 is they do have a reason for not making plans. They're just kind of seeing what they can get away with limitless options. But 2 is you can actually set a standard for what you expect. And if they don't meet that, bye.
This analysis is clear and mature. She's not blaming only men or romanticizing bare minimum effort. The key is understanding the game without lowering yourself to it. Dating apps created the illusion of endless options, and many men test limits to see how far they can go with minimal effort. An empowered woman doesn't argue, beg, or try to raise a grown man. She sets standards and watches behavior. Those who want to stay will adjust. Those who don't will disappear. Clarity is power. Saying, I don't do couch dates isn't being difficult. It's being aligned with what you want.
Every single time I get rejected by a man, my first thought is it's because of my body. So a lot of people on this app have brought it to my attention that might be more about how I feel about myself than about how the man feels about me. And that's a hard realization to come to, and it's harder to take responsibility for the way you feel about yourself than it is to point fingers and be like, you're fat phobic, you're blah, 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 blah. Because it's true, a lot of times it is just me filling in the blanks of like, they're not interested, and then since it's an insecurity of mine, it goes, oh, it's because of my body. When in reality, it could be so many things. And also, I think I should be grateful to the people that see themselves out in my life because they're not interested in me, because every no leads to my ultimate yes, and leads me to better things that are more meant for me. Same thing for you all. Love you, beautiful, every size, every shape, you're so gorgeous.
This is a rare and powerful moment, emotional self-responsibility. Realizing that the pain of rejection often comes more from inner insecurity than from the rejection itself is true growth. It's easier to label everything as prejudice than to face internal wounds, but emotional maturity requires that confrontation. Not every no is about your body, your worth, or your looks. Sometimes it's just incompatibility. When you stop personalizing rejection, you stop bleeding in every interaction. Healthy self-esteem doesn't come from being chosen by everyone. It comes from not losing yourself when someone doesn't choose you.
So I finally got the courage to go up to my gym crush and asked if he had a girlfriend. But a little background story. Every time I go to the gym, like I see him, he sees me. We make eye contact. So I was like, you know what? If he doesn't make the move, then I'll make the move. So I finally did yesterday. And I got freaking rejected. So I was waiting to see. I went to the gym and I was working out, obviously. And I just didn't see him or whatever. So I was like, I don't think he's coming today. So I was like, if he doesn't come, then it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant for me to ask for his number or whatever. But 30 minutes go by, and keep in mind, I'm in the bars doing hip thrust, and there's like a space next to me that's free. So boom, he gets there, bro. And he starts working out, and I'm like, oh shit, it's a fucking sign. I should ask for his number. So I'm like, okay, let me just do this last set and then go ask him if he has a girlfriend. Because I also don't want to be rude and just be like, hey, can I have your number? Because what if he does have a girlfriend, you know? Whatever. So I go up to him. And I'm like, hey, sorry to interrupt. I was like, do you have a girlfriend? And he's like, yeah, sorry. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Anywho, I was just like, okay, it's fine. And then I was trying not to make it awkward. So I was like trying to clean my area or whatever, left and went to go work out somewhere else. But then I spoke to my mom about the whole situation. And she's like, well, you're freaking dumb because what if he was very shy and you just approached him with that question, hey, do you have a girlfriend? And his answer was to be like, yeah, you know? So now I'm like super overthinking this whole situation because I don't know if he was lying. And if he wasn't, if he does have a girlfriend, well, that's great because now I know that he's faithful and that he could have been a good one for me. But then like in the back of my head, I'm like, why does he keep like looking at me then? If I'm confused. So now I'm debating whether I should ask him for his Instagram and like try to be friends with him or whatever, like before I go all the way in, you know? But then like, I don't want to look freaking stupid, like for the freaking second time. Like, hell no, I already got rejected once and I'm not trying to get rejected twice. So I need advice. I need help. What should I do? Should I go and ask again for his Instagram or something, like, so we can be friends first and then like we'll see? No, I don't know. Wrong.
She was brave, yes, but bravery doesn't mean persistence. Asking if he had a girlfriend was direct, respectful, and mature. The answer was clear. The mistake starts afterward, when she tries to turn rejection into confusion, signs, destiny, or male shyness. An empowered woman hears no the first time. Looking isn't an invitation. Politeness isn't interest. Insisting after a clear answer isn't romance. It's disrespecting yourself. Growth here means accepting reality. He's not available. That doesn't diminish her. It protects her emotional dignity and makes room for someone who can genuinely say yes.
Okay, I have a question, and maybe this is a stupid question, but that hasn't stopped me in the past from asking my questions. My question here. You know, my brother was telling me about how in the gym, guys don't really approach girls, which, good. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me. Thank you. But so then, I was like, if we're supposed to approach guys, how do you know when a guy wants to be approached by a girl? You know? Like, because girls, we'll give, like, the little ojitos, we'll give little signs. Like, you know, it'll be like, we'll keep looking back. They're like, ah. But how do you know? Like, if you're a guy and you saw a pretty girl and you wanted her to talk to you because you don't want to talk to her, what do you do? Please let me know. That's what I'm curious about. Thank you.
This question is more common than it seems. The issue is that many women want clear signals without taking any risk, but connection requires vulnerability. There's no universal secret code. If you're interested, a simple comment, steady eye contact, or a casual question is enough. An empowered woman doesn't wait for emotional guarantees before acting. She understands that rejection isn't humiliation, it's a filter. And she also knows not every man wants to be approached, just like not every woman does. The goal isn't to read minds, it's to act lightly and walk away whole, no matter the outcome.
This is where I feel frustrated, is where I just think that it just doesn't make sense to me how women are not being asked out on dates. Like, there are so many beautiful women, like, come on, like, just shoot your shot. But a lot of the things that the guys were telling me, and these were guys from the ages of like 19 to 40, was like, no, we don't want to intimidate a woman. If we see them on the street, like, we'll cross the road so that they feel safe.
I do that.
No, we don't want to come across creepy. True. So I do see that obviously culture has really like removed this from the man, this kind of like the art of the chase. And then that, I think, in effect, is making more men passive.
A lot of this has to do with, of course, feminism, but the #MeToo movement. The level of awareness on sexual harassment, which is a good thing. The awareness needed to be there.
Yeah.
But there has been such a level of overcorrection, so much to the point that even a man just approaching you on the street is harassment. Mm-hmm. And the issue what a lot of men see is you can have two guys do the exact same approach. One's harassing her and one is received well. And the only difference is that she sees one as being attractive.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but that's not really fair.
It's not fair. But for a lot of good men, they're like, okay, well, the only way I'm going to know if you find me attractive is if I approach you. But if I get it wrong and you don't, that's a harassment case. So for a lot of men, it's like, it's not worth the risk.
This frustration makes sense, but it needs adjustment. Culture has truly changed, and many men are afraid of getting it wrong. Acknowledging that doesn't invalidate the fight against abuse. It shows the side effects of overcorrection. The real problem is turning this into a gender war. An empowered woman understands context but doesn't live as a permanent victim. If men are more passive, she decides what to do: wait, signal interest, or walk away. Complaining doesn't change behavior. Clarity, posture, and boundaries do. Healthy relationships form when both people can act without fear and without games.